Shalom, Israel, giving all praise to Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua, Hashem Chakadash, double honors to the elders, GMS Ruah. Salutations to you, Akim out there, pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Just give you freedom in your life to do so. It's going to be a fairly quick video. You know, the volume in this video. Yeah, you can't really hear it, but you know, for these brothers that want to know, man, you can go to YouTube and type in "God doesn't recognize Israel," which is absolutely true. And when he means recognize Israel, meaning recognize the people in Israel as the people of God, okay? Which in fact they are not the people of God; they are people of Esau, Amalek, which is one of the descendants of the tribes of Edom or Esau. Okay, which is today the Jewish people. So it said, God doesn't recognize Israel. Protesters march in D.C. against trilateral peace deal, which you look up, America has signed trilateral peace deal, which anytime you got to be wary of the word peace, man, because anytime America gets to start using peace, it's never really peace. It's nothing but war and evil, all right? So pretty much, their whole goal is to move, you know, the Arabs out of the land of Palestine, so they can take it up. They can take it over and build a third temple, which is totally against the word of the Lord. And if anything, you're fulfilling prophecy of being a bastard in the land. So let's read a little bit of it. It says, protesters picketed outside the White House in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday against the signing of the trilateral peace agreement between the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Israel, which was announced by the U.S. President Donald Trump. Now, we all know that America is controlled by the Zionist Party, or Jewish people, which have their hands all in the government, all in the Federal Reserve, okay? These are the ones that you borrow, whether it be borrow from, whether it be a student loan or a mortgage, a home loan. You borrow from them. Try to control America. And they use America's power and strength to bully these nations in certain agreements that ultimately destroys them and their economy. And it says, the protesters could be seen marching on the streets of the U.S. capital city, carrying Palestinian flags and play cards while chanting against Israel. Yeah, man, because they're not the people of God, man, and we're gonna get that. This is Joel 3 verse 2, and I will gather all nations. It will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. What is that? The valley of Jehoshaphat, or in English translation, is Yahweh Shabbat. I mean, Hebrew translation, Yahweh Shabbat, meaning the Most High's judgment. Yahweh is the Heavenly Father's name, and Shabbat means judgment. Yahweh Shabbat meaning the Lord's judgment. Okay, God's judgment. And so that's why he's bringing them down. And that's in a place of the Middle East, or what they call the Middle East today, around the land of Israel and the surrounding cities about them. And it says, and I will plead with them there for my people. So he's going to bring the troops or the armies down to that area. And that's where the Third World War is going to begin, in those areas. And he's going to plead with them there for my people, right? Who is the Lord's real people? The children of Israel, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, according to the Bible. And what does it mean to plead? Meaning all nations are going to be judged for what they have done to the people of God, the Holy One of Israel, and his children. And for my heritage, Israel's, see, not the people that's in that land now, you know, because the scriptures say a bastard should dwell in that land, whom they have scattered amongst the nation. Now, who is considered the dispersed or the lost tribes? You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, especially you so-called black people, whether you're in the islands or in America or Europe. You know, they got a saying in Africa, they say diaspora, meaning the people, the Negroes that were dispersed. That's what diaspora means, dispersed. And your tribes were dispersed through all the lands of the world, amongst all nations. And it says, and parted my land. That's the part I wanted. Because Israel was parted. And the whole trilateral peace agreement is to pretty much take over that land that was once parted. You see? So, the Lord's coming back, man. And this is Isaiah 51:4. The captive exile hasteneth that he may be loosed, that he should not die in the pit. Who is the captive exile? Meaning the captive, a slave, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the elect that is hastening that you may be loosed. Loosed from what? Slavery. See, loosed from slavery. And not die in a pit, nor that his bread shall fail, right, man? Because y'all don't want to die in this land of America, the hellhole, the slavery, where you can't get no breaks, you being oppressed constantly, shot down by the cops. You see, people of Israel don't have to go through that. But it's further proven that you are not the children of Israel. Come on, David didn't look like this, man. You can imagine this guy out in a war. You see what I'm saying? That's pretty much it, man. They are not the people of the Lord. They're the heathens, the demons, the devils. All right? So with that, I'm going to give all praise to Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yashab, Ba'ashim Yachakadash. I'm going to ask the elders, that's Ruru outside Chase Hakim. See you next video. Shalom.